this case, you have very little, if any, chromosomal abnormalities. Next slide. And our classification, this is a lung cancer abnormalities, and you can really see some overexpression of FGFR here. Next slide. If we look at the mutations, and mutation profile shows various types of mutation, including in BRAF, and but at the same time, there is a fusion involving the FGFR1, and there are two genes which are located on chromosome 8. The FGFR, which is located on the short arm of chromosome 8, and the other gene called NCOA2 on the long arm of chromosome 8. These two lead to a inverging of the chromosome, and we see this. This is why we see overexpression of FGFR, and practically this is a lung cancer with FGFR overexpression. Next slide. And the PD-L1 was also overexpressed despite that TMB was low, as you saw. The other thing which is also very relevant is RAS1 messenger RNA overexpressions, but there was no fusion involving the RAS1 genes. And again, these cases, whenever we see fusion, we see overexpression, but there are more cases we see overexpression, but we don't see fusion. And always the question, what should we do with these cases, or whether they will respond to therapy if there's overexpression without fusion? And I'd like to hear from Dr. Gutierrez about this patient.
Thank you. This is another fascinating case. So this is a 60-year-old female, which actually has ongoing two different malignancies. She initially was diagnosed with a gastric mass that seems to be a multiple lymphoma with some lymphadenopathy. Associated with that, when they did the workup, they found on the PET scan a pulmonary mass that it was biopsy, and initially has diagnosed with squamous cell histology. She went for surgical resection, and she has one of these mixed histologies, an adenocarcinoma with squamous cell differentiation. It actually tends to be quite aggressive disease. She had already an adjuvant therapy approach, and so far her disease is controlled. I believe her multiple lymphoma is causing some progressive disease, and I'm working with the lymphoma guys to see if we need to treat her. The good news is, in her case, she has clearly multiple different options for therapy at the moment that she relapsed. My first option with a high expression of PD-L1 will be to go with a checkpoint inhibitor at frontline. But clearly, obviously, she has a ROS1 and as well an FGFR, which on a BRAF as well. So my strategy will be start the patient with a checkpoint inhibitor first. If they have a progressive disease on a checkpoint, I will start to treat the ROS1 at that moment. Clearly, this is somebody that will be helpful to be able to follow her with liquid biopsies and plasma over time, because her heterogeneity may change over time.